Hi, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Last week I shared with you how to create the Christmas tree ornament using the applique section of Electric Quilt. Now I'm going to show you how I use that same design to create an embroidered applique option as well. Okay, now that we have created an applique ornament in Electric Quilt, I wanted to show you, for those that have EQ Stitch, how to create your own stitch ornament as well there. So we're going to start with the work that we've already done in the applique tab. And I'm going to do some copying it, but before I do that I want to set up some of my defaults in EQ Stitch. So I'm going to click on EQ Stitch, and for this one I'm going to do a stitching new design, and I want to do machine applique. Now while I am here I'm going to go to the drawing board and hoop setup under the stitching tab. And this gives you, some options. So maybe the first thing I'm going to do is set up my embroidery machine. And the custom hoop size of 100 by 100 actually is the standard for my machine, so I'm just going to keep it at that. And then I'm going to go to the Stitch tab, and there are three different options. And since I'm going to be working in the machine applique setting, I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to set my default. And rather than a zigzag, I'm going to set an E-stitch with a width of 4 and a density of 10. And the reason that I am doing that is so that I can create a blanket stitch. And I'm going to set the inside percentage, stitching inside, to 100%. And for the E-stitch setting, I'm going to actually set that to 0%. And that just means I don't want when I do the E, I don't want that actual leg of that E. So I'm going to select OK for that. Now I'm going to go back to my work on block, to the applique tab. I'm going to do a Control plus an A key to select everything, Control plus the C key to copy, and back to Stitch, the Artwork tab, a Control plus the V key to paste, and then I'm going to center. Now, because of how I want to do this on my embroidery machine, I am going to actually want an extra tack down of that outer ring. So I am going to create that ability for myself to do it by creating a copy of that. So I'm just going to select that last one and do another Control C plus a Control V. And I'm just going to move that a little bit out of the way so I can get to both, and I'm going to go ahead and send that to the back so I can continue to see the rest of my work. And now I'm going to go to the Fabric tab, and first of all I have to decide for the pieces that I'm actually going to put applique down, I need to go ahead and color. So I'm going to use applique for the tree, so I'm going to go ahead and color that, and I am going to use applique for one of the round pieces, i.e. the background, and so I'm going to go ahead and color that as well. And everything else is basically going to be embroidery. So now I'm going to go to the Stitch tab, and you can see that what's happening on a lot of them, they're putting a zigzag stitch around everything. And I don't really want that zigzag stitch. I'd actually rather have a fill. So in order to do that, I need to change that outside stitch, which I actually want to eliminate, but I'm going to say the problem in just eliminating it is it doesn't fill. Let me just show you real quick what happened. So I'm missing a few items on my customized toolbar because I did a reset, and I need to go ahead and add some things. So I'm going to select the customized toolbar, add remove buttons, and I'm just going to turn all of them on here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to select the edge stitch. And like for this star here, I don't really want an edge stitch. However, if I say no edge and I click on it, the star completely disappears because I have no edge and I no longer have a fill stitch. So let me just go back and put a run stitch in there. And now I have to click on that. And I'm going to delete that run stitch eventually here, but I want to at least be able to find these things to be able to do my fill stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on all of these ornaments. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the fill stitches, and I'm going to use I think I'm going to use a smooth on this. So I can go ahead and fill all of these in now. Okay, now that I've got those fill stitches in, I can go back to the set edge stitch and make it a no edge, and go ahead and correct all of those. And I'm going to bring down the size of the blanket stitch or the E-stitch on that Christmas tree. So let me go ahead, and for this one I'm going to select the applique edge, and at this point I'm using, if I use the find edge property, and you can see I'm using an E-stitch, and I'm going to, rather than make that 10, or actually the width, rather than 4, I'm going to bring that down to 3. And then I'm going to click on this, and that makes it a little bit shorter, which I like. And I can make it a little bit closer together, so maybe I'm going to try a 9 on that, and I'll again click that again, and I think that looks a little bit better. I did want to put 100% inside, which means that I'm going to follow that exact line when I do that. Okay, so I like that. The other thing that I want to do is change that one circle to be basically a running stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and set the edge stitch, and I'm going to change that to a run stitch and click on that. And for the garland, I want to, again, I'm on the edge stitch, and I think I want to make that a double run. So I'm going to click on that, and that will give it a little bit more heft when I actually sew it. Okay, so that now I'm just ready to go ahead and color, and so I can use the set thread, and I can find colors that will complement what I'm doing. Now, let me just zoom in here. Okay, so to fix this issue, I am going to first of all go back to the Set Applique tab, and when I look at that, that's at 3 and 9. I'm going to try to bring that number down a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and I'm going to zoom out. Now I do need to go back to my artwork and I've got to move that one back in place. So I'm going to select the large circle and I'm going to center it, and now it looks like there's just one, but when I go here everything looks good. Now I do need to take a look at the order, so I'm going to select the move up down button, and it lists everything in reverse order. I'm actually going to want to put that tack down first, so I'm going to move that way down to the bottom, so that would be first. Now the second one, which is the edge stitch, I actually want that to be last. Now that's not going to look right here, but it actually will work from a stitch out perspective. So let me go ahead and try that stitch out, and I'll see if that works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and simulate sewing on this. And that actually is going to work exactly the way I want to. So I can go ahead and add this to my sketchbook, and I also then want to do a export stitching file, and I'm going to want to save that in my machine format, and I am going to call this Christmas Tree 3. And I will save that. And I'll go ahead and reduce my thread colors. Thanks so much for watching. After I completed this video, I ended up playing a little bit more with some of the settings and made some adjustments, and those will be detailed on my blog. I also decided to turn it into a gift card holder and add the recipient's name using the text feature in Electric Quilt. And you can certainly do that as well. And again, for more information on creating that gift card holder, you can check out my related blog at www.onpointquilter.com. Thank you.